Hello and welcome. This is the fourth video in our Running Your Business with the Business Success Model series, and in this session we're going deeper into one of the most important truths for business owners, entrepreneurs, and leaders alike. Lasting success in business and finance begins with the individual, the controller, the owner, the leader, because the buck always stops with you. No system, no staff, and no strategy will truly work until the leader has first made the shift within themselves. At HA Business Success, this is something we have witnessed time and again over more than 30 years of working with thousands of clients across the financial and business landscape. Time after time, we've seen brilliant, hard-working people with talent, experience, and even great ideas, remain stuck sometimes for years, sometimes even for decades, because of deep hidden money blocks and negative belief patterns that keep them locked in cycles of struggle. Let's take a closer look at what these blocks actually are, because identifying them is the first step to overcoming them. Some business owners have a fear of money itself, an uneasy relationship that makes them anxious whenever finances come into the conversation. Others carry the heavy belief that they are not good enough, not deserving, and so they constantly chase certifications, more achievements, or external validation, but never feel worthy of the success they already have. Then there's the fear of success, which might sound surprising, but it's very real. People hold back because they know growth will mean responsibility, hiring teams, managing more, and they resist self-improvement and change. For many, money itself feels like something that has to be painfully chased, hard to obtain, never flowing easily, and so they live in a constant state of scarcity. Others settle for just enough, earning just enough to pay bills, just enough to survive, but never creating surplus or retaining wealth or even looking out for market opportunities. Then we see limiting beliefs that wealth is somehow greedy or selfish, that wealthy people must be bad or corrupt, which keeps them subconsciously pushing prosperity away. Many are overly attached to outcomes, constantly monitoring and chasing rather than allowing, and finally some carry the belief that money itself is unspiritual, that having wealth is somehow a compromise of family, faith, or divine connection. Now, when you step back, you might notice that nearly everyone has at least one of these money blocks. They are not always obvious, but they quietly sit in the background, sabotaging progress, keeping businesses stuck, and draining years of effort. And this is exactly why statistics show that 80% of businesses fail in the early years, and why after 10 years, most of the remaining fold as well. So what is the solution? The good news is that transformation is absolutely possible, and the entire purpose of this series is to guide you toward that transformation, toward leading a life and business rooted in abundance, prosperity, and alignment with the divine. As we shared in our first video, the Quran in chapter 13 verse 11 makes it clear, the divine will not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves. That means, before your outer reality changes, your inner world must shift first. This is where the embodiment process comes in, changing thoughts, feelings, and beliefs so that they align with the life you want to create. And one of the most beautiful frameworks for understanding this inner journey comes from Maulana Rumi, who described 4 levels of consciousness. The first is the victim state, where everything in life happens to me, and this is where ego and negativity dominate. The second is the manifest level, where life happens by me, and you begin to take responsibility and realize your choices matter. The third is the satisfied soul, where life happens through me, where you begin to flow with divine wisdom and guidance. And the highest is the happy heart, where life simply happens as me, a place of love, appreciation, mercy, and oneness with the divine. Most people remain trapped in the lower states, repeating old patterns and fighting invisible barriers. But once you recognize that you are not only a body or a mind, but a soul linked to the divine soul, you begin to understand that the creative process of life comes from your thoughts, your speech, and your emotions. This is why Rumi's words are so powerful. Stop acting small, You are the universe in ecstatic motion. What you seek is seeking you. You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl? These are not just poetic lines. They are invitations to rise to higher levels of consciousness and unlock your true potential. The next step on this journey is surrender. Now, many people hear the word surrender and think it means giving up or being weak. But in truth, surrender in the spiritual sense is the greatest strength you can have. In Islam, the word itself means submission and also peace. Peace that comes from aligning with the will of Allah. Through Iman, or faith, and through Salat, or prayer, we ground ourselves in remembrance and reconnect to the source of all provision. Salat is not just a ritual. It is a meditative process, a daily realignment that strengthens conviction, deepens devotion, and opens the heart to divine guidance. The beauty of Salat, especially when practiced consistently and with presence, is that it brings both worldly success and eternal success. It calms the soul, purifies intentions, and creates space for inspiration to flow. But remember, surrender does not mean inaction. This is a world of cause and effect, and in business, we must take consistent, strategic action. That is why our business success model also emphasizes the CASH framework: control, analysis, systems and strategy, and health and compliance. Control means maintaining oversight of financial activities so resources are managed wisely. Analysis means using tools and ratios to truly understand performance, not guessing, but making informed decisions. Systems and strategy mean having strong accounting, budgeting, and cash management in place so growth is not chaotic but sustainable. And health and compliance mean protecting your organization by staying aligned with laws, regulations, and best practices, because a business that is not compliant is always at risk. This balance, surrender on one hand, strategy on the other, is the formula for real progress. Yet beyond the money and the mechanics lies a greater purpose. Wealth is important, yes, but it is not the destination. Our higher mission is to connect with the divine, to recognize the oneness of Allah, to prepare for the life beyond this life, and to live out our unique story, our myth, our contribution to the world. As Rumi said, "Don't be satisfied with stories of how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth. Your business can grow, your wealth can expand, but the question is, how does it serve your greater purpose? How does it bring you closer to the divine?" And this all comes back to you, because the emotions you carry each day are not just passing feelings. They are the building blocks of your reality. We often chase money because we believe it will make us happy. But the truth is, we can choose to cultivate joy, gratitude, abundance, and prosperity right now. And when we do, those emotions fuel the process of attracting more into our lives. The embodiment process is about practicing these inner states daily until they become natural, just like learning a new language where repetition builds fluency. When you combine that inner shift with spiritual surrender and practical financial strategy, you create a powerful alignment that leads to freedom, growth, and success in every area of life. If you'd like to learn more about the HA Business Success Model, our belief and alignment process, or how we can help you implement these principles in your business, head over to our website or get in touch with us directly for more information and business inquiries. We're here to support your journey toward both worldly success and eternal fulfillment.